Till now, we have seen how to avoid paying taxes, for which we enter a tax haven and set up a shell company in a tax haven, and then move all the money from the native country to offshore and again retrieve it back to the native country when required. So by going through this process, you are being vulnerable to a lot of risks. So to avoid all these risks and still pay zero in taxes, the corporation started taking a different approach to avoid taxes in a much more sneaky way. We are talking about the largest world-class companies here, such as Boeing, Netflix, Amazon, and General Electric. They either pay zero in taxes or an extremely small percentage. From 2008 to 2017, Boeing, an American multinational aerospace company which made $54 billion in profit, paid only 8% in taxes. In 2018, Netflix reported $845 million in profit but paid absolutely no taxes at all. Since the start till the date, companies like Amazon, Flipkart, and Myntra haven't paid a single penny in taxes. Now there are two ways how these corporations do it. The first way is, the company can make a big investment and dramatically expand itself, even if they don't have the capital and even if it's not really necessary. So for doing this, they have to borrow a huge amount of money at the end of the year, so definitely they will report a loss. In this way, they are having two advantages. One is, they can have more branches, which means the company is growing. And second advantage is, they don't pay any tax. And when you're reporting a loss, you are not only paying any tax for that year, but you can forward it to your future years too. So even if you're going to make a significant profit next year, you still can deduct your last year's loss and significantly reduce your tax bill this year, if not avoid it completely. This is a common practice among the companies for decades now. The tax code has many loopholes that companies frequently use, such as tax credits on depreciation, which means you can say your company has been depreciated since these years, so you don't pay any tax. And also, there's another way of doing it. You can say you're funding to your research and development, so you don't have any profit left over to pay the taxes. Some companies go as far as paying their employees with bonus stocks absolutely for free. In this way, you're not only paying less amount of tax, but also the company can create a good name before the employees. So this way, most companies keep on reporting loss year after year to avoid taxes. Let us see a real-life example. Uber has a market cap of over $50 billion and it's making a revenue of few $billion every year. But the company has not reported even a single penny of profit till date, which means it hasn't paid a single dime in taxes yet. Even if Uber's valuation crosses $100 billion, it still doesn't have to pay taxes unless it reports a profit. Now let us discuss the second way of how these companies avoid paying taxes. This is completely a different loophole altogether. So what billionaires do is, they hide their wealth in stocks. Jeff Bezos started 2018 with a net profit of $100 billion and made another $40 billion by the end of the year, but paid absolutely zero in taxes on those additional $40 billion as well. Because his wealth isn't liquid and consists entirely from Amazon shares, and he only has to pay the taxes if he liquidates his shares by selling them. But as long as he doesn't sell them, he doesn't have to pay any tax, and the IRS can't do anything about it. Even during this lockdown, the Financial Times reported that he has increased 5.3% of his shares in Amazon. But wait, all this wealth is just on paper as stocks. So what is the point of all this wealth if you can't use it? Well, it's one way of thinking about it. But from an opposite point of view, what would you do with a $140 billion in cash? As long as your company keeps growing, your wealth keeps growing. And if you want to drive a Bentley, fly in a private jet, or travel across the world and stay in the most expensive hotels, you don't need to have all the required cash on hand. You can just use the company's money and then deduct as a business expense and lower your tax bill even further.
As you climb up this ladder, you should be contributing more.
We're going to end your tax breaks and your loopholes.
My ultra millionaires tax.
The billionaire class.
The billionaire class.
The billionaire class hates me.
Going to tax all your assets, your diamonds and your yachts.
A 70% marginal tax rate.
The rich people.
The 1%.
1%. 1%.
When politicians talk about raising taxes on the rich, they mean the doctors, lawyers, and engineers who work super hard to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, and not the real rich people who will always find loopholes in these tax codes. This is the end of the video, and thank you for making it to the end of the series. Hope you liked it. We'll come up with more interesting things very soon. Until the next time, thank you. Peace.